friend, Al Hurt.
On police records, a one criminal.
That's how you stay relevant in the 60s with these crazy rock and rollers coming on the scene.
Dual identity known only
You play the trumpet like that.
to the district attorney. And now,
Others have tried,
lives of decent
and
citizens,
it's when
rides
carpal
the
tunnel
Green
syndrome was invented. Ow, 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 ow. Old Jumbo, a.k.a. Al Hurt, New Orleans' own. Where's Drew Brees? This is indeed New Orleans, Louisiana, home of the giant excavator in the pothole. Go to my Twitter at Corey Johnson. I had a little video of a massive, I called it New Orleans' largest pothole. It was a sinkhole on Nashville, or excuse me, off Nashville on Pitt Street, in between Nashville and I guess that's Arabella. It blocks the whole street. You cannot get from Nashville to Arabella via Pitt Street, or from Arabella to Nashville via Pitt Street, because it is I'm not kidding, about a swimming pool, the average backyard swimming pool size sinkhole, and it's giant. Like, if it were, hey, just pave it out and make it a swimming pool, it'd be like 10, 12 feet deep. Well, how do you top that? I guess go a little north, kind of down Nashville to Tonti, and cut over towards Octavia and head towards Jefferson Avenue. But like Nashville to Arabella, Octavia to Jefferson Avenue via South Tonti is unavailable right now, because not only is there a sinkhole about the same size as the one on Pitt Street, it's got an excavator half fallen into it. I'm not kidding you. Like, I think you're going to need like another big excavator to pull it out, some kind of crane to pull it out. And I don't think that excavator's messed up or anything. And no one was hurt, thank goodness. You can check all that out on my Twitter, Corey Talks. At Corey Johnson, on Twitter. Couple of videos there. Thanks for joining us on a Tuesday afternoon. Feels like a Monday. What a weird Tuesday, huh? That's what happens when you get that old Labor Day extended weekend. I'm not complaining. Even with that weekend in the books, it's a 4-day, it's a short work week, already Tuesday. For you FM disc jockeys, that means tomorrow's hump day. Already Wednesday. Hey, speaking of tomorrow, DA Jason Williams joins us on the program. Tomorrow afternoon, DA Jason Williams. Thursday afternoon, NOPD Chief Sean Ferguson. And coming up this afternoon, we're not disappointing. Coming up in about 10 minutes, New Orleans Inspector General Ed Michel will join us with the latest and greatest from his office. Yeah, DA Jason Williams tomorrow afternoon, NOPD Chief Sean Ferguson Thursday afternoon, Ed Michel coming up in a few minutes. The mayor is off to Boston for the weekend. A first-class airline ticket, $2,600 there and back. 2 legs, New Orleans to Boston nonstop, Boston back to New Orleans nonstop on Delta. Delta's nice to begin with. Delta's first class when you're flying in regular seating. It's like the better of most airlines, I'd say, like in coach. And I'm assuming first class is pretty good. I don't know. I'm like most people, believe it or not. I've never flown first class. I actually would not know anything about it. Although if I fly to Europe, I'll probably pay like the extra to get that lay flat bed, especially on the night flight going there. that would seem like a no-brainer if you can put the money together, almost like, hey, I'll wait to do the trip in 6 more months so I can put the money together just for that. Like that. That's my thinking. And the mayor just first class because that's how she flies. That's what she does to be safe. I don't know, from terrorists, from someone that's going to attack her, a civilian, because she's known everywhere. Corona crisis, I got no clue what that means. $2,599. The hotel was only $324 a night in Boston. That's probably about right. $973. It's a Friday night to Monday morning type gimmick. I'd like to do that. Friday night to Monday morning in Boston. No, the mayor's off on a city paid for vacation, flying first class again, just does not care. And the amount of trips. Have you ever seen a politician travel this much? Used to beg Mike Foster, the then governor of Louisiana, go get some of these car plants. You don't have to travel to get business. You may have to travel to get business, but there's no benefit for the citizens, for the city. Has any junket the mayor's been on, a single trip, created $1 or a single job for the city? Of course not. The mayor would be talking about it left and right. But, let me knock out a nice weekend on the city. Go to Boston this weekend before it gets cold. 7 carjackings reported to the NOPD in just the last 24 hours. 7 carjackings reported to the NOPD in the last 24 hours, and the mayor's going to Boston this weekend. Wow. By the way, one was had a man with his kids in the car. The carjacking at gunpoint. Get out and get your kids out the car. Moon Landrieu passing away yesterday at 92, the 2-term mayor, and a whole lot more. During the prosperous 70s, New Orleans was still growing like 50s, 60s, 70s, very prosperous. A lot of growth in New Orleans. He was part of that. Plus integration. And it wasn't popular. Moon Landrieu was his name. Because of his integration stance, you could knock off the M and put a C there. That was his nickname to some. Yep, harsh. Well, just really, that says it all right there. Knock off the M in Moon, put a C, and that was his nickname by some because of his stance about integration. Corey Johnson with you on a Tuesday afternoon. Rouse's Markets, they've been with you since 1960. Over 60 years, over 60 stores, including about a third of all Rouse's right here in Metro New Orleans. Hey, you Baton Rouge folks watching on TV, 9 Rouse's in Metro Baton Rouge. Are you kidding me? Lafayette, 3 in Lafayette. But then you've got all kind of places surrounding Lafayette that have those Rouse's stores, like New Iberia. So there's Rouse's all over South Louisiana, even southern Mississippi, southern Alabama. What, a half dozen Rouse's in Metro Mobile, Alabama? Mobile, Alabama's grocery store is New Orleans, South Louisiana's Rouse's. Best quality, best price, best selection. There's one in your neighborhood or right next door to your neighborhood. You know where. Rouse's Markets. Tastes like home. Tuesday afternoon edition of the program. New Orleans IG, Ed Michel, just a few minutes away. Tomorrow, DA Jason Williams. Thursday, Police Chief Sean Ferguson. Huge excavator in a sinkhole in Uptown New Orleans. Crazy. LSU's painful loss to Florida State. You kick an extra point. You're going to overtime. You score the winning touchdown with no time on the clock. blocked extra point, no overtime. That's just deflating as it gets. It's the North Dallas 40 movie in reality for Tiger fans. No, just harsh. And you get a look-see at a program that was crazy. A few years ago, national champs, loaded with talent. And then just when you have a rudderless ship, the previous coach, it's like New Orleans East, took off like a rocket ship and has been on a steady decline. This even quicker. From the top of the mountain within about 21 months, less than 2 years, to gone.
When you think of Fury's restaurant in Metairie, you think about fresh local fish like flounder, snapper, and speckled trout, fried, broiled, or grilled. Fury's restaurant in Metairie.
Greater New Orleans, a destination for learning. With 13 colleges and universities and a booming job market, Greater New Orleans is the ultimate destination for your higher education. Your path to the future begins in Greater New Orleans. Find out more at studynola.com.
The Woodhouse Day Spa, the premier day spa experience, now with 4 area locations. Canal at Carrollton, on the North Shore in Slidell, in Baton Rouge by the Mall of Louisiana, and now in Metairie, West Esplanade at Transcontinental. The Woodhouse Day Spa.
Rouse's Market is hiring. With 65 stores, full or part-time employment, and flexible scheduling, Rouse's has a job for you, or maybe even a career. Apply at any Rouse's store or online at rouses.com.
The Lamarck Automotive Collision Center, it's open now. We fix cars and trucks. We do all makes and models. And it doesn't have to be a Ford or a Lincoln. It could be whatever you're driving. 32,000 square feet under roof, now open at 3101 Williams Boulevard. It's all about you, the customer, getting the most for your dollar. I would say the most perfect collision center anyway. The Lamarck Automotive Collision Center, 3101 Williams Boulevard. Go check it out.
Scott Craig of Katie's Restaurant.
All of my ingredients are fresh. Nothing comes out of a can here. Nothing. All of our seafood is Louisiana. All of our vegetables are Louisiana vegetables. It's a neighborhood restaurant.
Katie's in Mid-City.
This is what Drew Brees thinks about Super Discount Store in Chalmette. Actually, Brees doesn't think at all about Super Discount Store, but they do have the lowest prices allowed by Louisiana law for beer, alcohol, and wine. Super Discount Store in Chalmette. Super Discount Store!
Young's Dry Cleaning has free pickup and delivery. That's right. Young's Dry Cleaning has absolutely free pickup and delivery. Home or office, East Bank or West Bank. Call Young's at 288-8381 or online at youngsdrycleaning.com.
For game-changing innovation, look to the Latrim family of companies located in Harahan. Intralocks, a Latrim company, changed the game when they invented modular plastic conveyor belts over 40 years ago. These belts and innovative Intralocks technology are transforming movement in manufacturing facilities around the world. Intralocks is a dynamic global company now hiring in production, warehousing, shipping, and more. If you want to be part of our successful team, visit latrim.com. That's LAITRAM.com.
The Port of New Orleans Napoleon Terminal is nearly doubling in size, with 4 new gantry cranes being installed and over $100 million being invested. That means lots of new jobs, port traffic, and tax dollars for the city. The Port of New Orleans, your port.
For home surveillance, it's Tommy's Lock and Alarms. With high-definition night vision surveillance systems, letting you see what's going on. Home surveillance that's smart, safe, secure. Tommy's Lock and Alarms. Google them.
Trey Yen in Mandeville, a New Orleans tradition for over 40 years, serving the finest Louisiana-inspired Chinese cuisine. Open Tuesday through Sunday. Trey Yen.
Total maintenance keeps you cool. NolaAC.com, your cool spots. NolaAC.com, your cool spots.
Why wear the same old glasses that everyone else is wearing? Stand out from the crowd. Come to Art and Eyes. Art and Eyes is not your typical eyeglasses store. It's one of the finest eyewear shops in the country, right here in New Orleans, with precision-engineered prescription lenses and gorgeous high-quality frames from the heart of Europe, Japan, and the United States. Our products are thoughtfully curated, and our staff are here to help you find exactly the right frames. Art and Eyes are magazine, as unique as you.
Welcome back. Corey Johnson with you on a Tuesday afternoon. Feels like a Monday for sure. Hey, tomorrow on the program, DA Jason Williams will join us live. On Thursday, NOPD Chief Sean Ferguson will join us live. Short week with that extended Labor Day weekend, huh? Game week for the Saints Sunday in Atlanta. If you're trying to traverse South Tonti Street in Uptown, be careful. There's a huge excavator in a sinkhole in between, essentially Nashville and Jefferson, Octavia and Jefferson to be specific. Crazy. Got a good one lined up for you this afternoon. Ed Michel joins us again, Inspector General, City of New Orleans. Ed, how are you?
Great, Corey. Thanks for having me on.
No, my pleasure, man. Love having you on the program. It's been kind of a busy year again for you, huh?
It has been. So we released our annual report, and we went from 3 reports to 12, which is about a 400% increase in productivity. And we're getting ready to release our next annual report, which will actually have a bigger increase from the year before.
Wow.
Which we didn't think was possible, but we're busy.
That's just how it is. There's a lot going on. Tell us what are the highlights of the 2023 OIG annual report? What's the work plan for, 2023?
Well, our new work plan, and we establish one each year, it basically identifies our goals and our priorities, to make sure that our strategies align with our mission while we effectively utilize the limited resources we have. Nobody has unlimited resources, and so we strive to utilize the limited resources we have to be as effective and efficient as we can be.
Ed, what exactly is the role of the Office of Inspector General for the City of New Orleans? What do you guys do? A lot of people think it's a political-based group. Are you guys Republican? Are you Democrat? They think it's you're appointed by a politician, by the mayor. What's the Office of Inspector General about in the City of New Orleans? How's it set up, and what do you guys do? What's kind of the mission statement, the goals?
Well, our mission is to promote accountability and integrity and efficiency in government operations. We are independent from the city government. We are not appointed by the mayor. We are actually headed up by what's called an ethics review board, which each president of the local university appoints someone to that board, which makes up 7 basically college professors who oversee our activities, which the charter allows us to be independent. Our budget is it's a separate set amount each year. It's a 0.52% from the general fund budget, and that is a pretty solid number each year. That's in some cases, like the Louisiana Inspector General's office, their budget fluctuates from year to year and can be questioned. This budget is set. It cannot be tampered with.
Yeah, thank goodness. Yeah, politicians can't tamper with it. I know McClintock and Jefferson Parish would like to have that going down. Hey, Ed, what do you guys do at the Office of Inspector General? What are examples of what the office does, and how do you pick and choose the things that you are doing?
Sure. So our mission is essentially to mitigate fraud, waste, and abuse, and we do that through several different categories. But our core vision is to incorporate ingenuity and intelligence in every aspect of our operations as we assess and mitigate the threats. So, for instance, homestead exemption fraud has been one of our initiatives this year and last year, and continues to be something that we will continue to look into. When we concluded our first report, we identified 3 properties which were benefiting illegally from a homestead exemption fraud. And those 3 properties alone netted the city about $43,000 in new tax assessments each year. Some of these properties were assessed a tax rate of about $100 a year. The owner had been deceased for, in some cases 15 years. And so this property was not being assessed properly. So just those 3 properties netted the city about $43,000 in additional tax revenue.
Are these like just ones that, like you're saying, it's $1 they're being assessed where it's egregious and they're kind of more easy targets? Or is it where it just could be a lot of folks argue with the assessor on where their house should be assessed. These, I'm assuming, they just yell, they're overt, they're obvious, they're blatant.
Sure. Like in these cases, the homestead exemption allows for individuals that are over a certain age to have a tax freeze on their property, but the homestead exemption ceases when the owner dies. And in these cases, the owners had been deceased for about 15 years.
Wow.
And so in most
and they're
cases,
taking $75,000 off the taxes every year, off their total income.
In addition to having a tax freeze as well. So for instance, some of the properties were being assessed a tax rate of about $100 a year. And after our assessment, their tax rate was about $7,500 a year.
Right.
And
gotcha.
and that was just on 3 properties. We've already identified an additional probably 50 or 60. So we're in essence recovering enough money to cover our budget.
So essentially, somebody's house that was assessed for $1, it's going to be $75,000 and $1. It would be assessed at. They're not getting that $75,000 exemption, and they have to pay taxes on that for that dwelling.
Well, no. In this case, they were paying about $100, and now they're having to pay about $7,500 a year in tax
because the exemption has gone away.
The homestead exemption and the tax freeze has gone away.
Gotcha. Ed Michel's with us, Office of Inspector General. Hey, you were talking about categories, Ed. What are those categories? And maybe talk about the category of risk and how it's assessed.
Sure. So we have several different categories that we look at to measure, terms of risk. And risk for us is measured in terms of its impact and its likelihood. So we look at the compliance risk as one of the main characters. Compliance risk is basically an agency that's not complying with local, state, or federal laws and regulations, or the professional standards. For instance, you just simply cannot convert public funds into private use. Another category is the financial risk. Financial risk is simply if an entity is unstable or it involves financial transactions, procurements, and contracting, such as the report we released last year on, the job ordering contracts. Another category of risk is the operational risk. Operational risk is the risk that an entity has when it is ineffective or inadequate processes in place, or it's just insufficiently managing its resources or the oversight in how they do things. And some of these examples, of course, are several of the reports that we produced at the and regarding the Sewage and Water Board. And we have another report about the Sewage and Water Board and the DPW coordination coming up probably within 30 days on the $2 billion capital improvement program.
I mean, I would think if there's some well-run city somewhere that we could point out, it's America's most smooth, well-run, least corrupted, efficient city. I think an IG pays for itself. You're going to make it more efficient. You're going to stretch every dollar. If there is anything that's shady going on, you're going to turn it over to authorities. In a city like New Orleans, I talk about the Sewage and Water Board. It rains and it floods. So we see the inefficiencies because it's raining and it's flooding. I don't think we have these, similar examples that reveal themselves with other city departments, and I think they're at least, if not even more dysfunctional than the Sewage and Water Board. I don't mean to laugh, but it's kind of unbelievable. So your office is so vital, and I want to talk about corruption. You can touch on it for a second, but we're going to take a break in about a minute, Ed. I want to talk about corruption because your report saying, or the annual report saying, the lack of internal controls, insufficient processes, and outdated technology at many departments and agencies creates opportunity for fraud. And then you mentioned these quasi-governmental agencies, boards and commissions that you said there are over 100. I think there are 144. That was at least the count about a decade ago.
Sure.
Why don't you chew on that for a second? Can we take a break and come back and talk about that?
Sure. Sounds good.
Because that's just frightening. It reminds me of your public works with the potholes where you were like, yeah, there's no rhyme or reason. There's no agenda. There's no goals. There's no objective. They just sort of show up and wing it. And that's why it's 200 plus days to get a pothole filled in New Orleans. And it's a couple of weeks in most places in the United States of America, maybe a few days in many places in the United States of America, and over 200 days. Ed Michel's with us. I'm going to be quiet. I'm going to let Ed talk about it all when we return. Don't move, New Orleans.
Kanye West was seen shopping at Super Discount Store in Chalmette.
I am Shakespeare in the flesh. Walt Disney, Nike, Google.
Okay, I think Kanye was talking about something else entirely. Super Discount Store on Paris Road in Chalmette.
For game-changing innovation, look to the Landrieu family of companies located in Harahan. Intralocks, a Landrieu company, changed the game when they invented modular plastic conveyor belts over 40 years ago. These belts and innovative Intralocks technology are transforming movement in manufacturing facilities around the world. Intralocks is a dynamic global company now hiring in production, warehousing, shipping, and more. If you want to be part of our successful team, visit Landrieu.com. That's LAITRAM.com.
Tommy's Lock and Alarms is now hiring service and installation technicians. Great benefits, great pay, take-home vehicle. Apply today. Tommy'sLockandAlarms.com.
Enjoy outdoor dining on the streetcar line, under the oak trees, Lebanon's Cafe, the finest in Middle Eastern cuisine, Carrollton at Jeanette, Lebanon's Cafe.
Custom window treatments can enhance the look and value of your home. At Helm Paint and Decorating, we're proud to offer custom plantation-style window shutters by Scandia. Perfect for any window, including large frames, French doors, sliding doors, and arches. American-made SL300 shutters are available in many colors to match your personal decor. We'll come out to measure, and you'll receive fast delivery. Plus, they're virtually maintenance-free.
Helm Paint and Benjamin Moore led us steer you in the right direction.
Helm Paint and Supply.
Why wear the same old glasses that everyone else is wearing? Stand out from the crowd. Come to Art and Eyes. Art and Eyes is not your typical eyeglasses store. It's one of the finest eyewear shops in the country, right here in New Orleans, with precision-engineered prescription lenses and gorgeous high-quality frames from the heart of Europe, Japan, and the United States. Our products are thoughtfully curated, and our staff are here to help you find exactly the right frames. Art and Eyes on magazine, as unique as you.
Ladies and gentlemen, in this Lamarck Automotive Complex is something called Quick Lane. Tires, wheel alignments, struts, servicing your transmission. We're doing all makes and models. It doesn't have to have been purchased from us. It's for you. It handles your lifestyle with your budget in mind. And we want to get you in and out as quick as possible. Quick Lane, you got to come see it. You're going to love the experience. Right there at Williams Boulevard in Kenner.
River City's total maintenance keeps you cool. River City's total maintenance keeps you cool. River City's total maintenance keeps you cool. NoAC.com, your cool spot. River City's total maintenance keeps you cool. NoAC.com, your cool spot.
The Port of New Orleans Napoleon Terminal is nearly doubling in size, with 4 new gantry cranes being installed and over $100 million being invested. That means lots of new jobs, port traffic, and tax dollars for the city. The Port of New Orleans, your port.
Did you know Rouse's sells only Angus beef? Angus beef's natural marbling means more succulence and flavor. Whether you choose Rouse's USDA Prime, Choice, or Select, it'll be only Angus beef when you get it at Rouse's. Tastes like home.
Come to Fausto's Italian Bistro. Age-old Italian recipes like the calamari fritti or spaghetti and meatballs. Lunch Monday to Friday, dinner Monday to Saturday. 530 Vets, a block before Dorignax. Fausto's Italian Bistro.
Dave Miet Insurance Agency. Auto, home, flood, business. 504-556-0809. Dave Miet, insagency.com. Dave Miet Insurance Agency. Auto, home, flood, business. 504-556-0809. Dave Miet, insagency.com.
During 2022, the Office of Inspector General updated its citywide risk assessment. Based on those results, the Office of Inspector General determined the following entities are high risk. This is all within the city of New Orleans: the Department of Finance, the Department of Information Technology and Innovation, the Department of Public Works, the Department of Sanitation, Edward Wisner Foundation, Equipment Maintenance Division, New Orleans Police Department, Orleans Parish Communications District, Orleans Parish Sheriff's Office, Orleans Parish Hospital Service District, Sewage and Water Board of New Orleans. Ed, wouldn't it have been easier to list the departments or entities that weren't high risk? Jeez.
Well, you know, when we looked, part of the methodology is we looked at entities whose expenditures could either not be determined or those that had a greater expenditure of $10 million or more. You know, and before we talk about some of those, I just wanted to touch base on one additional category that we didn't touch base on before, and that's the reputational risk. Reputational risk is the risk that the political climate and how that or legislative changes could adversely affect, you know, the city of New Orleans. And you know, the question that we ask ourselves is, can these actions impair the integrity of the future of the city of New Orleans? Does it somehow make an entity not want to come here and invest dollars into city operations? And that's a real concern, because we have to continually make sure that we're growing and providing essential services to our citizens.
What about corruption? Fraud and corruption are perennial concerns at the city?
Sure, fraud and corruption have, and unfortunately may continue to be perennial concerns here. I mean, the city has a well-documented history of corruption, lack of internal controls, and inefficient processes. In some cases, outdated technology can create these opportunities, you know, for fraud, waste, and abuse.
And we talked, I think I said it was like 144 quasi-governmental boards, commissions. Some can have taxes, some can float bonds. It's crazy. A lot of lack of accountability and transparency. How do you, I mean, how does the city hone that in? And doesn't the IG's office give recommendations on maybe how to put in these internal controls and processes and update the technology so there is accountability and there is transparency?
Sure. So, like in a future report that'll be released in about 30 days, we actually conducted a review of the Sewage and Water Board and the DPW coordination report on the $2 billion capital improvement program that's coming up. And, you know, one of the things that we noted was their software system was outdated, and due to the limitations, it didn't provide the city with credible information, you know, for the enabling of proper planning, as well as determining, you know, the full scope of, you know, the work to be done. as well as a lack of coordination between two inter-departments that were critical for the successful coordination of the use of these $2 billion that we received from the U.S. government. And because of that, we may be in danger of losing about $1.2 billion.
And the city is once again begging FEMA for an extension, hoping to pull that gimmick again?
Rather than hope and pray for an extension, it would have been better to perhaps utilize the money in a more efficient and effective manner. If you look to our annual report that we released, there's prime examples of Erwin Mayfield and Ronald Markham, who diverted about $1.2 million from the library fund for their own use.
Yep.
And then we have Brian James Mohammed, who was the director of Department of Inspection and Code Enforcement for the city of Kenner. He paid bribe money to Brian Meadus, who was the assistant chief mechanical inspector for the city of New Orleans, in return for fraudulent HVAC permits that should have never been facilitated in the first place. And in about 2 weeks, I'm going to issue another report about allegations of neglect of duty of city property and abuse of office. So the list goes on and on. We have several. If you just look at our monthly report from the investigations division page, we have several ongoing investigations to where we are continually seeking information through subpoenas that we serve on a regular basis.
There are investigations that are ongoing. There are investigations that you've had to give extensions to city entities to gather information you've requested. What can we expect coming down the pike?
So we in the next couple of in the next couple of weeks we'll have a report about allegations of neglect of duty and misuse of city property at the JJIC, that's the Juvenile Justice Center. And we will have another report regarding the Safety and Permits Department and their lack of ability to properly appear at certain inspections throughout the city, as well as the joint program regarding the $2 billion capital improvement program between the Sewage and Water Board and the Department of Public Works. We have several ongoing reports. Like I said, last year we went from 3 to 12, and in this year we're probably going to be right around 14 or maybe even 15.
New Orleans. No, go ahead, Ed.
And then keep in mind that there are some things that, for instance, we issued a complaint letter to the Louisiana State Ethics Board, but the contents of that must remain confidential as in coordination with the law and the rules of the board. So just because you don't see something, that doesn't mean it's not happening.
New Orleans Inspector General Ed Michel's with us. Ed, how can folks keep up with what you guys do? And then also, what would you tell folks that maybe think they know something that, at the least, boy, they don't spend the money efficiently, these city contractors or these politicians that oversee this, or worse, boy, I think there's something shady going on. What do people need to look out for? And the people that do know, how do they get in touch with you?
So if there's anything that anyone who either has a contract with the city or is a city employee that observes mismanagement or improper spending or any type of potential fraud, waste, and abuse, the easiest way to give us that information is to go on our website, and in the top right-hand corner, you'll see a button that says report fraud, waste, or abuse. It is a totally confidential process, and we receive several credible information on a regular basis, and we frequently open up inquiries from the information that we receive. For instance, that homestead exemption fraud case we received from an anonymous report online. We also have received several reports about fraudulent short-term rentals as well. So anybody who wants to reach us anonymously can contact us through our website to report fraud, waste, and abuse.
And also can check out the latest and greatest that you guys are up to.
So if your viewers are would follow us on Twitter or Facebook, when we produce a monthly report, it gets distributed to Facebook and Twitter instantaneously. If they would follow us, that would be great, because that's one way to get the information very quickly. For instance, we're going to be producing, when we release this DPW and Sewage and Water Board report, it'll be released at the same time through Twitter and Facebook. So that's the best way to find out all of the things that we're doing.
Hey, Ed, before we let you go, I think most citizens would just like to see a city that they know is efficiently run, where there are processes in place that you can see results, and they want the transparency where they can believe the processes and the results that are shown to them. Isn't that really what it's all about? And isn't that what the citizens deserve? That's not asking for anything above normal, right?
No, I mean, it's, the city has over $6 billion worth in assets and an annual budget of more than $500 million a year. And, that money is taxpayer money. And it is extremely important that the city is not only a good steward with those limited resources that the taxpayers provide to us, but that we combine those resources effectively within the city to properly spot, assess, and mitigate the threats. It's our duty. It's our sacred duty to make sure that we are being good stewards with the resources the taxpayers give us.
Ed, always a pleasure. Looking forward to doing it again in a few weeks when those other reports come out.
Yes, sir. We'll have a couple of reports soon. I'll be back on.
Thanks, Ed.
Thanks.
That's Ed Michel, Inspector General, City of New Orleans, joining us on the program. On the radio, on television, on YouTube. You can check that out after the fact if you missed it on YouTube, Anchor, iTunes, Spotify. Corey Johnson with you on a Tuesday. Feels like a Monday. Coming right back.
If you love Katie's Restaurant in Mid-City, you're going to love Bienvenue in Harahan. The same folks bringing a little of that New Orleans flavor to Hickory Avenue. If you love Katie's, come to Bienvenue on Hickory Avenue in Harahan.
Recently, Kim Kardashian was seen at Super Discount Store in Chalmette.
Let's party.
Can you think of any other celebrities that won't sue us? Super Discount Store in Chalmette. The lowest prices allowed by Louisiana law on wine, alcohol, and cold beer. 3235 Paris Road.
For over 30 years, one of the premier security companies in New Orleans and South Louisiana has been Tommy's Lock and Alarms. And right now, Tommy's Lock and Alarms is hiring. Come and work for one of the best security companies in the region with great pay, great benefits, and a take-home vehicle. Tommy's Lock and Alarms is hiring, and they're looking for you. To apply for one of these coveted positions, go online to tommyslockанdalarms.com. Tommy's Lock and Alarms.
Young's Dry Cleaning has free pickup and delivery. That's right. Young's Dry Cleaning has absolutely free pickup and delivery. Home or office, East Bank or West Bank. Call Young's at 288-8381 or online at youngsdrycleaning.com.
Rouse's Markets means convenience. Every one of our 65 locations opens at 7 a.m., some at 6:30, and they're open until 10 p.m., with some staying open till 11 or even midnight. Convenience. Rouse's Markets. Tastes like home.
River City's total maintenance keeps you cool. River City's total maintenance keeps you cool. River City's total maintenance keeps you cool. NoAC.com, your cool spot. River City's total maintenance keeps you cool. NoAC.com, your cool spot.
Which Metro New Orleans area restaurant made CNN's top 50 in America and ThrillList.com's top 25 and has served presidents at the White House for over 40 years? Trey Yen in Mandeville.
For game-changing innovation, look to the Landrieu family of companies located in Harahan. Intralocks, a Landrieu company, changed the game when they invented modular plastic conveyor belts over 40 years ago. These belts and innovative Intralocks technology are transforming movement in manufacturing facilities around the world. Intralocks is a dynamic global company now hiring in production, warehousing, shipping, and more. If you want to be part of our successful team, visit Landrieu.com. That's LAITRAM.com.
The Port of New Orleans Napoleon Terminal is nearly doubling in size, with 4 new gantry cranes being installed and over $100 million being invested. That means lots of new jobs, port traffic, and tax dollars for the city. The Port of New Orleans, your port.
Greater New Orleans, a destination for learning. With 13 colleges and universities and a booming job market, Greater New Orleans is the ultimate destination for your higher education. Your path to the future begins in Greater New Orleans. Find out more at studynola.com.
Ford F-150, #1 seller in America. What about in the USA? Let's see, what about in the world? Who sells more trucks than Ford? Nobody. It's because the Lamar team is the real team. All that makes it happen is one goal. Everybody having a great experience at Lamar Ford. We became #1 for a reason, because we're good. And we need to prove it every day, every deal, all the time.
Have a painting project but can't decide on the perfect color? At Helm Paint and Decorating, we offer half-pint paint samples in any Benjamin Moore color for under $5, so you can test potential paint colors before investing in a full gallon.
Helm Paint and Benjamin Moore. Let us steer you in the right direction.
The city's premier day spa experience is at the Woodhouse Day Spa with 4 area locations: New Orleans, Slidell, Baton Rouge, and Metairie. A day of relaxation is just moments away at the Woodhouse Day Spa. NOLA.woodhousespas.com.
Yeah, you right. Crescent City and beyond. Corey Johnson back at you on a Tuesday afternoon. Rouse's Markets phone lines are open, 504-766-9480. 766-9480. That missed extra point for Tiger fans, man, that's tough to handle 36 hours later. Still tough to handle. Maybe head to Fausto's, get a little veal piccata, some fettuccine Alfredo on the side. How can you go wrong with that? Everything's fresh, homemade. Fausto's Italian Bistro on Vets. Sicilian and Italian, New Orleans inspired. Sicilian and Italian. They are opening up their doors in 7 minutes. They'll do it for 4 hours tonight, 5 to 9. Dinner tonight, Fausto's Italian Bistro on Vets. You will not be disappointed. You will not be disappointed. Feels like a Monday. Tomorrow, DA Jason Williams joins us on the program live. Thursday, NOPD Chief Sean Ferguson joins us on the program live. Moon Landrieu passing away at 92, the 2-term mayor during the prosperous 70s. Weekend in Boston, starring Junket Cantrell. The mayor is off to Boston for the weekend. She'll fly out Friday afternoon, get to Boston around 6, 7 o'clock Friday night. Then she'll fly out of Boston early Monday morning. All first class, Delta nonstop, $2,600. $2,600. It's only 2 legs, not leaving the country, but going to Boston for the weekend. Who wouldn't like to go to Boston for the weekend and stay in a hotel room that costs $324? Fly first class, all meals, taxi, everything's paid for. There's no money coming out of LaToya Cantrell's pocket unless she wants to buy one of those things you shake up and it snows, over the city. The little thing with the glass plastic cover. What's the name of that thing called, Jason? You have any clue? What? Snow Globe? That's the official name? Nice. You should get the Boston Snow Globe. She'll have to pay for that. Everything else, she'll figure out a way to put it on the city's dime, including $2,600 more and first-class airline tickets. I mean, you go into Boston, it could be some JetBlue, $79. I mean, you never know. It could be just some cheapo flight you can find. Got any cheapo flights, Jason? Round trip to Boston? We leave Friday, dude. Late notice as usual. Just one of us. You can't go. Or you're going. You go, Jason. I'll stay. You're going Friday. Fly out Friday. Come back Monday. But it's got to be a cheapo ticket. May have to stop somewhere before you go to Boston because it's on the city's dime, Jason. It's on my dime. I'm cheap. $430 round trip, nonstop. Some are nonstop. That's the lowest one, $430.
$278 on JetBlue.
Wow, $278 on JetBlue, nonstop. $278 round trip on JetBlue, or $2,600 first class on Delta. So we can reduce this ticket by about 90%. About 90% if the mayor wants to switch to JetBlue, fly coach, and it's nonstop. Wow. Louis Armstrong to Logan, boom, nonstop.
Spirit Airlines, $228, one stop.
Spirit Airlines, $228. Where's the one stop? Might be like on the way.
Philly.
Yeah, Philly. That's not far at all. Then you jump on some little puddle jumper to Boston. $228 or $278 JetBlue. That's buying today to travel Friday and come back next Monday. Wow. Instead, $2,600, 10 times the cost. 10 people could fly round trip to Boston and back. Hey, y'all, I cashed in that first class ticket. 9 lucky winners are coming with me. Now, wink, wink, we're going to sneak you in the back steps and we're going to all sleep camp style in the one hotel room. That's $324 a night. Jeez. Hey, could y'all bring some cots up to room 411? Jam those 2 chairs together and put that little seat by the foot of the bed next to there's a bed. Could y'all send some extra sheets and towels up to 411? Hey, y'all, I cashed in that ticket. 9 lucky New Orleanians. You want to fly with the destroyer? LaToya Cantrell. See if you say LaToya real fast, Jason. LaToya Cantrell. Sounds like you're saying LaToya. If I get the mayor on, should I say that? LaToya Cantrell, so nice for you to join us. What'd you call me? LaToilet? What'd you say, LaToya? I said LaToya? LaToilet? Wow. Anyway, the mayor's heading to Boston this weekend for a little vacation on the city's dime, paying 10 times the going rate for a plane ticket, because that's how I do it, y'all. Anyway, the city, of course, will not gain a nickel, not a nickel. If the mayor come back and go, y'all, this Wrigley's gum pack, not that 5-stick thing, that plenty pack, 17 sticks. I got double mint. If she could come back and bring a pack of gum back from Boston, this is what the city got. I'd be like, wow, at least the city got a pack of Wrigley's gum. A plenty pack, no less. Hey, you tired of your dry cleaner? You put on a shirt, your blouse, it's not right. Can't wear it. It's not right. Happens all the time. And you're like, well, they'll just redo it. Yeah. Dry clean it again instead of having it done right the first time. Young's Dry Cleaning's where you need to be. Tired of your dry cleaner? Why don't you experience the best? Young'sDryCleaning.com, a New Orleans institution. Young'sDryCleaning.com. What's that, Blue Boy? 93.9 FM, 107.9 FM. What else? 5 o'clock power hour coming your way next. Blue Boy, you're right. Good, buddy. Down, boy.
Hey y'all, it's Junket Cantrell. And I gotta tell you, the summer of 2022 and the travel I've experienced, well, it's memories of a lifetime. I mean, come on, y'all. I went to Switzerland. First class, $10,000 just for the flight. The French Riviera. Singapore. How about Singer-Rich? And next, I'm heading to Africa again. All on the city's dime. Yeah, you right. It's LaToya the Destroyer. Where will I go next? One thing's for sure, I won't be paying for it. Spending someone else's money is so much fun.
She danced. She moved. She shake. LaToya the Destroyer Cantrell, Mayor, City of New Orleans.
The Woodhouse Day Spa, the premier day spa experience, is now more convenient than ever. Now open, the Woodhouse Day Spa, Metairie location, West Esplanade at Transcontinental. Metairie and Kenner's premier day spa experience is at the Woodhouse Day Spa.
When you think of Fury's restaurant in Metairie, you think about their daily lunch specials like red beans and rice, black-eyed peas, white butter beans, liver and onions. Daily lunch specials. Fury's restaurant in Metairie.
River City's total maintenance keeps you cool. River City's total maintenance keeps you cool. River City's total maintenance keeps you cool. NoAC.com, your cool spot. River City's total maintenance keeps you cool. NoAC.com, your cool spot.
Greater New Orleans, a destination for learning. With 13 colleges and universities and a booming job market, Greater New Orleans is the ultimate destination for your higher education. Your path to the future begins in Greater New Orleans. Find out more at studynola.com.
For game-changing innovation, look to the Landrieu family of companies located in Harahan. Intralocks, a Landrieu company, changed the game when they invented modular plastic conveyor belts over 40 years ago. These belts and innovative Intralocks technology are transforming movement in manufacturing facilities around the world. Intralocks is a dynamic global company now hiring in production, warehousing, shipping, and more. If you want to be part of our successful team, visit Landrieu.com. That's LAITRAM.com.
The Port of New Orleans Napoleon Terminal is nearly doubling in size, with 4 new gantry cranes being installed and over $100 million being invested. That means lots of new jobs, port traffic, and tax dollars for the city. The Port of New Orleans, your port.
Dave Miet Insurance Agency. Auto, home, flood, business. 504-556-0809. Dave Miet, INSagency.com. Dave Miet Insurance Agency. Auto, home, flood, business. 504-556-0809. Dave Miet, INSagency.com.
Where can you find shish kebab in New Orleans? Lamb, beef, chicken, shrimp, plus all your other Mediterranean favorites. Lebanon's Cafe on the streetcar line. Lunch, dinner, and shish kebab. Lebanon's Cafe.
For home surveillance, it's Tommy's Lock and Alarms. With smart home technology, control lights, locks, cameras, thermostat, and your alarm, all from your phone or laptop. Smart, safe, secure. Tommy's Lock and Alarms. Google them.
Super discount store in Chalmette.
3235 Paris Road.
The lowest price allowed by Louisiana law on wine, alcohol, and beer.
Worth the drive from anywhere.
If you're throwing a party and need wine, alcohol, and cold beer, super discount store in Chalmette.
Rouse's, New Orleans grocery store. Rouse's has the only full-service grocery stores both in the French Quarter on Royal Street and in the CBD on Baronne in the old Sewell Cadillac building. The Rouse's on the river, Tchoupitoulas at Napoleon, is in a century-old warehouse. And Uptown on Ferret at the corner of Valence is Rouse's all-new boutique store. With 7 locations in Orleans Parish, Rouse's is New Orleans grocery store. Rouse's Markets. Taste like home.
Why wear the same old glasses that everyone else is wearing? Stand out from the crowd. Come to Art and Eyes. Art and Eyes is not your typical eyeglasses store. It's one of the finest eyewear shops in the country, right here in New Orleans, with precision-engineered prescription lenses and gorgeous high-quality frames from the heart of Europe, Japan, and the United States. Our products are thoughtfully curated, and our staff are here to help you find exactly the right frames. Art and Eyes are magazine, as unique as you.
Scott Craig of Katie's Restaurant.
All of my ingredients are fresh. Nothing comes out of a can here. Nothing. All of our seafood is Louisiana. All of our vegetables are Louisiana vegetables. It's a neighborhood restaurant.
Katie's in Mid-City.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, Schlemiel, Schlemazel,
Hey.
Hasenbemp Incorporated.
Had no choice back then. It was like we lived in Britain. BBC 1 and 2. Wasn't too much better. I remember when Channel 26 sort of put some decent programming on. And then I remember when 38 got going. It was so exciting. We went from, no one's watching Channel 12 when you're a kid. It was 4, 6, 8. Yeah, we have to watch Laverne and Shirley. Yeah, I don't know. Do a lot of folks watch Laverne and Shirley reruns? I'm sure some folks do. Not me. Sorry. A spin-off from Happy Days. We were going to bring you back-to-back Laverne and Shirley episodes. That's not true. We never were going to bring you back-to-back Laverne and Shirley episodes. 5 o'clock powwow coming your way. Yeah, you right. Thanks for checking us out on the radio. Oh, so fine. 93.9 FM. 93.9 FM. Learn it, love it, live it. Make it one of your presets. We're on television till 5:30. Cox Channel 4 TV all over Louisiana. Spectrum Channel 333 television all over Louisiana. Live streaming CoreyTalks.com. CoreyTalks.com. You can go there and link up to our YouTube channel. Or go to YouTube, put Corey Johnson Neutral Ground in the search bar. Yeah, check out our YouTube channel. Check out the program live. Check it out after the fact via podcast on that YouTube channel. Click to subscribe. It don't cost nothing. You can do the thumbs up, the notification bell, all that good stuff on our YouTube channel. Hey, if you missed the last hour, you can check that out on our YouTube channel. New Orleans Inspector General Ed Michel joined us on the program last hour. Tomorrow, District Attorney Jason Williams will join us on the program. Yep, that's live tomorrow in the 4 o'clock hour. DA Jason Williams tomorrow. Coming up on Thursday, Police Chief, NOPD Chief Sean Ferguson will join us live on the program. That's Thursday. Moon Landrieu passing away yesterday, 92 years old. The two-term mayor of New Orleans during the 70s. Prosperous times. Helped segregate the city. The guy's name's Moon Landrieu. Officially, his name changed from Maurice to Moon, I think, legally. Moon Landrieu. Insane, crazy white folks that did not like integration in the least bit. Nicknamed him the C, taking the place of the M in Moon. Instead of an M in Moon, a C in Moon. Unbelievable. Just sick, racist, insecure, hate-filled, just the worst of the worst. Not good people. I love when folks are like, my grandfather was a great man. My grandfather was so kind. Oh, no, he was a racist like you wouldn't believe, but he was a great man. These are impossible things. Your grandpa can be really nice and was married 60 years and provided for the family and so many great memories. But if he's just this, racist, he can't be great. He can't be great. It takes him down several pegs. Several notches. I don't care how great times and memories, and you don't understand how sweet Grandpa was. And how he took care of the family and was a provider and showed us the way. And we grew up different, and we don't think the same way, but that was a different era, but it wasn't great. It had major flaw. You got to take the times into consideration. Not really. Not really. Right and wrong is pretty obvious. You don't really have to take the time into consideration. You just follow the lead of everybody else around you and go with that, or follow what you know is right inside you. Corey Johnson with you on a Tuesday. Landrieu, the global manufacturing giant, is hiring. You can go to their website if you're just a New Orleanian that has a great job. Not for a job, just to see what this company's all about. Incredible story, incredible corporation, worldwide, a giant, like I say, a global manufacturing giant, born, bred, based right here in New Orleans. Incredible story. And yes, they are hiring. You East Bankers and West Bankers, they got you covered at their Elmwood, Harahan facility under the UEP Long Bridge. You North Shore folks, Landrieu has a Hammond facility, and they're hiring. Not 2 or 3 job openings, dozens and dozens and dozens of jobs. Don't take my word for it. Go to their website, Landrieu.com. Landrieu spelled L-A-I-T-R-A-M, Landrieu.com. for a full listing of positions available. Corey Johnson with you on a Tuesday. Hey, I've got a few $50 Woodhouse Day Spa gift certificates to give away. 50 big bucks at the Woodhouse can be yours. 4 locations, a 5th coming online within the next few months. Later this year, right around holiday season, maybe around Thanksgiving. The Woodhouse Mandeville location joining the Woodhouse Slidell location. There'll be 2 North Shore Woodhouse locations joining the 2 South Shore Woodhouse locations. Canal Street, Carrollton, Mid-City, Metri near North Kenner, Transcontinental at West Esplanade, and of course the Baton Rouge Woodhouse by the Mall of Louisiana. 4 area Woodhouse Day Spas, a 5th Mandeville coming online soon. You can find out more about the Woodhouse, nola.woodhousespas.com, nola.woodhousespas.com. Which New Orleanian did the Pelicans organization ignore, thinking he wasn't big enough? And he went on to a Hall of Fame career in New York. A Hall of Fame career in New York. Which New Orleanian did the Pelicans organization ignore, thinking he wasn't big enough, and he went on to a Hall of Fame career in New York? Give me the answer to that. I got a $50 Woodhouse Day Spa gift certificate for you. Hey, which president's daughter went to Tulane for a master's in art? Which president's daughter went to Tulane? A master's in art. Give me the answer to that. I got a $50 Woodhouse Day Spa gift certificate for you. Listening on the radio, watching on TV, YouTube, it all is the same. Rouse's Markets phone lines, 504-766-9480, 504-766-9480. Weekend in Boston, starring LaToya Junket Cantrell. The mayor's off to Boston for the weekend, paying 10 times for her ticket than what she could get. She's flying first class, of course, leaving on Friday, coming back on Monday. $2,599, $2,600 to fly first class to Boston. She could fly JetBlue nonstop, coach. JetBlue nonstop, New Orleans to Boston, same time. 10 times less, $278. $278 or $2,600. She could do a one stop in Philly, probably add about an hour to the flight. $228, save the city even more. But the mayor's not interested in saving the city money or her safety, corona or terrorists or any of that. The mayor is just bilking the city for a junket. By definition, she's going to Boston this weekend for a free trip. She's flying first class because she's obnoxious and she can do it. She can pull it off. And she basically saying, hey, New Orleans, black, white, old, young, kind of, hey, especially you black folks who are mostly affected by my shenanigans, more than the white guy in Uptown. You poor black folks, screw you. Screw 7th Ward, 8th Ward, 9th Ward. Screw you, screw you, screw you. I'm LaToya the Destroyer. I'm going to Boston this weekend on a junket, a vacation paid for by you, the dummies in New Orleans that elected me. And I'm going first class. $2,600. I could do it for $280 on JetBlue nonstop. But I'm selfish and I don't care about you, especially you poor, disenfranchised black folks. I got nothing to do with you except skin color. You have no idea what first class flights are about. You have no idea what a $324 hotel room's like. You wouldn't know what to do with yourself. Trust me. You poor black folks in the 7th, 8th, 9th Ward, you'd have no idea what to do with yourself in the French Riviera. I'm Latoya Destroyer. I know what to do. You wouldn't know what to do with a lay flat bed. Wouldn't know what to do in Switzerland. Stay in your lane, folks in the 7th, 8th, 9th Ward, you black folks. I'm Latoya the Destroyer. Stay in your lane. Maybe go to that hotel by the Hilario Center for
look and value of
vacation.
your home. At Helm Paint and Decorating, we're proud to offer custom plantation-style window shutters by Scandia. Perfect for any window, including large frames, French doors, sliding doors, and arches. American-made SL300 shutters are available in many colors to match your personal decor. We'll come out to measure, and you'll receive fast delivery. Plus, they're virtually maintenance-free.
Helm Paint and Benjamin Moore. Let us steer you in the right direction.
Helm Paint and Supply.
Young's Dry Cleaning, with 2 walk-up locations with personal service. Young's on Claiborne and Young's on Harrison Avenue in Lakeview. Young's Dry Cleaning. Call 288-8381 or online at youngsdrycleaning.com.
Come to Fausto's Italian Bistro. Age-old Italian recipes like the calamari fritti or spaghetti and meatballs. Lunch Monday to Friday, dinner Monday to Saturday. 530 Vets, a block before Dorignax. Fausto's Italian Bistro.
Ford F-150, #1 seller in America. What about in the USA? Let's see, what about in the world? Who sells more trucks than Ford? Nobody. It's because the Lamarck team is the real team. All that makes it happen is one goal. Everybody having a great experience at Lamarck Ford. We became #1 for a reason, because we're good. And we need to prove it every day, every deal, all the time.
The Port of New Orleans Napoleon Terminal is nearly doubling in size, with 4 new gantry cranes being installed and over $100 million being invested. That means lots of new jobs, port traffic, and tax dollars for the city. The Port of New Orleans, your port.
River City's total maintenance keeps you cool. River City's total maintenance keeps you cool. River City's total maintenance keeps you cool. NoAC.com, your cool spot. River City's total maintenance keeps you cool. NoAC.com, your cool spot.
For game-changing innovation, look to the Latrim family of companies located in Harahan. Intralocks, a Latrim company, changed the game when they invented modular plastic conveyor belts over 40 years ago. These belts and innovative Intralocks technology are transforming movement in manufacturing facilities around the world. Intralocks is a dynamic global company now hiring in production, warehousing, shipping, and more. If you want to be part of our successful team, visit Latrim.com. That's LAITRAM.com.
Trey Yen in Mandeville, a New Orleans tradition for over 40 years, serving the finest Louisiana-inspired Chinese cuisine. Open Tuesday through Sunday. Trey Yen.
The city's premier day spa experience is at the Woodhouse Day Spa with 4 area locations: New Orleans, Slidell, Baton Rouge, and Metairie. A day of relaxation is just moments away at the Woodhouse Day Spa. NOLA.woodhousespas.com.
For over 30 years, one of the premier security companies in New Orleans and South Louisiana has been Tommy's Lock and Alarms. And right now, Tommy's Lock and Alarms is hiring. Come and work for one of the best security companies in the region with great pay, great benefits, and a take-home vehicle. Tommy's Lock and Alarms is hiring, and they're looking for you. To apply for one of these coveted positions, go online to tommyslockанdalarms.com. Tommy's Lock and Alarms.
Super Discount Store in Chalmette.
3235 Paris
The
Road.
lowest price allowed by Louisiana law on wine, alcohol, and beer.
Worth the drive from anywhere.
If you're throwing a party and need wine, alcohol, and cold beer, Super Discount Store in Chalmette.
Rouse's Market is hiring. With 65 stores, full or part-time employment, and flexible scheduling, Rouse's has a job for you, or maybe even a career. Apply at any Rouse's store or online at rouses.com.
Why aren't you checking out this program on one of the TVs at Katie's in Mid-City? What are you doing? It's a Tuesday, feels like a Monday. Get your week started right, the work week. What a great place to wind down. Great place for lunch, great place for dinner, all kind of goodies. Po' boys to pizza, lots of New Orleans specialties, but a great, middle of the day, get out of work early kind of thing, 3:34, 4:35, winding down work. What a great place. Katie's in Mid-City, a Mid-City mainstay. And you folks out in Harahan, Elmwood, River Ridge, Old Jefferson, they got Katie's out there. It's called Bienvenue. Bringing a little Mid-City, New Orleans Katie's flavor to that curve in Hickory Avenue. Yeah, the Katie's of Harahan, Bienvenue. Yeah, and Katie's in Mid-City. Tuesday afternoon, like I said, feels like a Monday. Tomorrow, District Attorney Jason Williams will join us on the program. Thursday, NOPD Chief Sean Ferguson will join us on the program. Friday, your mayor, junket number 47. I don't know how many. That's probably pretty close. Probably about 47 in 5 years or so. The mayor's heading to the weekend in Boston. It's also showing at the Palace Theater. Weekend in Boston, starring Junket Cantrell. The role of a lifetime. The second term as mayor. I'm telling y'all, I'm going to hit so many good meals in this city. They should make me I could do a photos of Zagat guide. LaToya's New Orleans Zagat. Because I've been everywhere and the city's going to pay for it all. And yes, I am going to travel. The mayor's off to Boston. I mean, you got to laugh because it's so pathetic. NoLatoya.org. There's a recall effort. NoLatoya.org. The mayor could fly JetBlue nonstop. New Orleans to Boston, Boston back to New Orleans. Fly out on Friday, come back on Monday. $278. $278. But in typical LaToya the Destroyer fashion, she spends 10 times that amount. $2,599 to fly first class to Boston and back. $2,600. Just doesn't care. Yeah, wicked. Wicked. And she's not worried about the carjackings in the islands. She's not worried about the carjackings. 7 carjackings reported to the NOPD in the last 24 hours. 7 carjackings reported to the NOPD in the last 24 hours. That's like about every 3.5 hours, there's a carjacking on average in New Orleans. It's insane. One was a man with his kids carjacked at gunpoint. Man with his kids in the car, at gunpoint. Hey, everybody get out. Taking the vehicle. And the mayor's going to Boston this weekend. Leaving Friday morning, coming back Monday afternoon. $2,599 to fly first class to Boston and back. She could do JetBlue nonstop for $278 or Spirit with a stop in Philly for $228. Even less money. I'm not going to subject the mayor when it's $228, $278. You pay the extra $50 and fly nonstop. You pay the extra $50 and fly nonstop. That's reasonable. No one would complain anywhere. You're going to really complain about the mayor spending $278 instead of $228 and having a stop in Philly. She should have saved the city $50 and stopped in Philly instead of nonstop. No, that doesn't make any sense. But when it's $278 JetBlue nonstop, and the mayor flies first class for $2,600 instead, literally 10 times the cost. The mayor could get 10 tickets round trip nonstop New Orleans to Boston. 10 tickets for the price of her one first class ticket. But that's how we do it, y'all. $973 for 3 nights in a hotel. 7 carjackings in the last 24 hours. Is this weekend really the, weekend to go to Boston? No, just junket Cantrell. No shame. No honor. No integrity. Just does not care. Like a child. I can get away with it and I don't care what you think. And the biggest insult is to poor, disenfranchised black folks, lower middle class black folks, upper poor, 7th, 8th, 9th Ward, black New Orleanians. To you, she is yelling it the loudest and clearest. Screw you people. The only thing we got in color is skin color. I don't want to be around you. I don't care about you. I can't relate to you. Don't want anything to do with you. I'm going to Boston this weekend. Have you been to Boston? 7th, 8th, 9th Ward? I'm flying first class. Have you flown first class? Stay in your lane. Know where you belong. I'm LaToya the Destroyer Cantrell. I belong in a lay flat first class airline seat. You just stay on the stoop. Watch Boston on TV. Maybe you have internet service. Maybe. Check out Boston. Google it, y'all. Google it. That's terrible. That really is. Something's wrong with our mayor. Seriously, like I said on Twitter a few weeks ago, I don't say nothing personal, but I said I got to make an exception. I think the mayor, there's something wrong with her. Like she's broken, obviously. She lets people influence how she does things, like the very people she complains about. Media, these Republican code word for racist, white. I mean, just very divisive. I said it last week. When you have the law on your side, you argue the law. When you have the facts on your side, you argue the facts. When you have neither on your side, you pound the table. And the mayor just pounds the table with a sledgehammer, destroys the table. Corey Johnson with you. A huge excavator, apparently too heavy for one of those crusty, crispy Uptown streets with a sinkhole underneath especially. There's a sinkhole on Pitt Street in between Nashville and Arabella in the heart of Uptown. Huge sinkhole. You cannot get from Nashville to Arabella because the sinkhole takes up the whole street. It's like a backyard swimming pool. Depth, width, everything. It's crazy. How do you top that? Well, just head north a little bit down Nashville. Hook a right on Tonti. Head across Octavia, in between Octavia and Jefferson on South Tonti. You can't traverse that street because not only is there a sinkhole the size of a swimming pool in the street and is deep, there's a huge excavator in that sinkhole. Like, I don't think an excavator can pull that excavator out. I don't think you drag that out. I think you bring in like a crane that lowers like cables. They hook it up and pull the excavator out of the sinkhole. You can check it out on my Twitter at Corey Johnson. Posted a video, some photos as well at Corey Johnson on Twitter. Ridiculous. Hey, TV audience, thanks so much for joining us. Every weekday afternoon, 4 to 5:30, 90 minutes of fun. This program's first 90 minutes of our 2-hour radio program, of our 2 hours on YouTube, on television, and all over Louisiana, New Orleans, Baton Rouge, Lafayette, Cox Channel 4, Your View, Louisiana. You subscribe to Cox TV like me? I'm on Cox Channel 4 weekday afternoons at 4 p.m. 90 minutes of fun. Hey, you Charter subscribers, Spectrum, Channel 333, 4 to 5:30 weekdays. North Shore River Parishes, Cajun Country. Hey, TV audience, see you mañana, 4 p.m. sharp. Be there. Radio audience, YouTube followers, we seamlessly continue until 6 p.m. Thanks for checking out the program. Hey, I got a couple of $50 Woodhouse Day Spa gift certificates to give away. Rouse's Markets phone line, 766-9480. Rouse's Markets phone lines, 504-766-9480. 766-9480. Which New Orleanian did the Pelicans organization ignore, thinking he wasn't big enough? And he went on to a Hall of Fame career in New York. Which New Orleanian did the Pelicans organization ignore, thinking he wasn't big enough? And he went on to a Hall of Fame career in New York. I know what you're thinking, Jason. The Knicks? Pat Ewing? Who? Maybe you're thinking wrong team or sport, Jason. Hey, which president's daughter went to Tulane for a master's in art? Hey, by the way, no Google, no Yahoo, no DuckDuckGo, no Bing. This is where, my daughter was at Tulane when that president's daughter was there. I was at Tulane. I had a class with that president's daughter. I majored in art. Those are the answers we're looking for. That's how you know, not reading the wiki page. Anyone can do that. It's called, search engines, Google, Yahoo, DuckDuckGo, Bing, etc. I like Alta Vista. Anyway, which president's daughter went to Tulane for a master's in art? You got the answer to that? I got a $50 Woodhouse Day Spa gift certificate for you. Rouse's Markets phone lines to participate, 504-766-9480, 504-766-9480. Every day we broadcast live on radio, on television, on YouTube from the Buddy Diliberto River Cities Total Maintenance Studios. I don't know about you, but it's nice to have an ace in a hole, knowing you got a solution before the problem rears its head. Sometimes it takes experience and years and time through life. Hey, let me go figure out a so-and-so in case I have a helicopter problem. You're probably not going to own a helicopter. But, like plumber and electrician, air conditioning guy, the vet for your dog, doctor for you, things like that. Things like that. I got the ace in the hole for you when it comes to air conditioning. Sterling reputation. They've been at it over 40 years in South Louisiana. And somebody's got to be the best. And Fair and Honest Lucas and the boys are the best because they're honest. They're air conditioning experts and they come immediately. Those are the three most important things to you. That's why they're the three most important things to Fair and Honest Lucas and the boys. And that's why they're the best, because they're honest air conditioning experts, incapable of screwing you around. And they're not, let's try fixing this. Let's try fixing that. They fix it right. They diagnose it right away and fix it right away. Lucas diagnosed my air conditioning problem, I'm not kidding you, over the phone. And he was right. Telling me what the unit was doing. I'm like, yes, that's exactly right. So they're honest air conditioning experts, and they come immediately because your AC is not working right. And it's summer in New Orleans. They come immediately. That's River City's Total Maintenance. NOLAAC.com, another ace in the hole for you. NOLAAC.com. Every day we broadcast live from the Buddy Diliberto River City's Total Maintenance Studios. Corey Johnson with you on a Tuesday. Tomorrow, feels like a Monday, because of that Labor Day extended weekend. Tomorrow, Wide Open Wednesday, DA Jason Williams joins us on the program. Mark your calendar. Hey, Thursday, NOPD Chief Sean Ferguson. New Orleans Police Chief Sean Ferguson on the program Thursday. Moon Landrieu passing away yesterday at age 92. two-term mayor in New Orleans in the prosperous 70s. Unprecedented growth. We had growth in New Orleans like you see in Houston, Dallas, Atlanta, Charlotte, Nashville, Austin, Las Vegas. We had that in the 50s, 60s, and 70s, believe it or not, in New Orleans. And then the bottom fell out 40 years ago. And we've never recovered since. Still aren't on track. Still aren't going down the right path. Still haven't figured it out. But Moon Landrieu was mayor in the 70s when it was explosive growth. And he could have just rode that wagon. Instead, he integrated the city, integrated city government, something that was inevitable, long overdue. He embraced it. So much so that some racist, white, sick individuals took the M, I got to laugh, off of his name, Moon Landrieu, and added a C, replacing the M. Insane. Crazy. Mayor LaToya Cantrell is off to Boston for the weekend. Heading to Boston on the city's dime. So much travel. It's unreal. First class, of course. The airline ticket. You, me, anybody normal. You go fly JetBlue. It's nonstop. I'm not advocating JetBlue. It could be Spirit, could be Delta, could be whatever. JetBlue just quickly has a $278 flight. You could get it right now online. Leave Friday, come back Monday, go to Boston, nonstop. $278. The mayor's flying first class. It's $2,599. It's $2,600. It's literally 10 times more. 10 times more because the mayor's the mayor and she does not care. Basically, just screw you, citizens of New Orleans. I'm doing it because I can. Sick. It's sick. Sort of sociopath, psychotic type behavior. No, the mayor's broken. Folks like me and you that complain, NoLatoya.org, recall effort, that drives her. She's like the person in the car on the interstate you're trying to pass and they speed up when you pass, they slow down when you can't pass. You're dictating how they drive. It's just weird. Do your own thing, people. No, the mayor she's accelerating her lunacy because there's so much criticism. And there's no way to justify it. $2,600 to fly first class to Boston. She could buy 10 tickets for one first class ticket. No, it's sinful. She just does not care. Especially sinful when 7 carjackings reported to the NOPD in the last 24 hours. 7 carjackings. Crazy. TR up in Folsom got it right. You can email us, Corey at Corey Talks, Kaare, Corey at Corey Talks. No, TR gets it. He got our trivia question correct. Even really indirectly, and he wasn't trying to, but he's correct, indirectly correcting me when I said, which New Orleanian did the Pelicans organization ignore, thinking he wasn't big enough, and he went on to a Hall of Fame career in New York. He's from Gretna. He's from DeBest Bank, Incorporated Gretna. So, yeah, that's Metro New Orleans. Even TR in Folsom, I would say Folsom is on the edge of the exurbs of New Orleans. Mandeville, Covington, Madisonville, Lacombe, Slidell, all the communities that hug the lake on the North Shore, they are definitely exurbs of New Orleans, Metro New Orleans. I think folks in like Bush and Folsom, they'd like to think maybe they're not part of the exurbs of New Orleans, but I say they are. I mean, you get to like Bogalusa, you're not. Hammond's kind of not, kind of their own thing. Houma Thibodeau's kind of not their own thing. But I think because Folsom and Bush and those types of places are kind of part of the Mandeville, Covington kind of, metro-ish. I put them in the New Orleans metro-ish. Anyway, TR from Folsom got it right. Which New Orleanian did the Pelicans organization ignore, thinking he wasn't big enough? And he went on to a Hall of Fame career in New York. Give me the answer to that. I've got a $50 Woodhouse Day Spa gift certificate for you. Rouse's Markets phone lines 504-766-9480. 504-766-9480. Which president's daughter went to Tulane for a master's in art? Give me the answer. 50 big bucks at the Woodhouse. A huge excavator, apparently too heavy for the crusty Uptown street, South Tonti, in between Octavia and Jefferson, in between Nashville and Jefferson Avenue, off Claiborne's, in between Claiborne's and Fontainebleau. Not only a huge sinkhole, the excavator fell into the sinkhole. Huge excavator in a giant sinkhole the size of a backyard swimming pool. Obviously, Tonti is totally blocked off. Similar to Pitt Street in between Nashville and Arabella. No excavator in the sinkhole, but a swimming pool-sized sinkhole. You can check it all out on my Twitter, at Corey Johnson on Twitter, at Corey Johnson. Shot some video of both. Posted some photos on my Twitter as well of the excavator in the huge sinkhole. Boy, that was painful for LSU fans. Tigers come back from 14 down in the last few minutes, including a last second, 1 second on the clock touchdown pass. An extra point sends the game into overtime, and you guessed it, missed extra point, blocked extra point, botched extra point. LSU painful loss by 1 to Florida State. You know, I was talking about the game, posted on Twitter something about Jaden Daniels. I like Jaden Daniels as a college QB. Very serviceable, gives 110%, smart, dedicated, hardworking, athletic, can run, big, tall, rangy. But he's not a stand in the pocket, passer. And he if his primary target's open, he's pretty decent, like a lot of college quarterbacks. If his primary target is not open, he doesn't really have the patience, the wherewithal, the vision where he's looking, going through the progressions, looking at the second, third receiver. Some quarterbacks have it, some don't. I mean, look, I'm not trying to compare anybody to anyone, especially myself. But I remember just playing like sports, and I was fast and quick. And when I got the ball, things got blurry. When guys that were slower than me, not as quick as me, got the ball, and they had presence of mind and field vision and patience, and they let the game come to them. The game was clear as a bell. They could run for more yards than me and could get away. All I had was speed. I'd red line. Everything was a blur. Try to outrun everyone, outquick everyone. And there are people faster and quicker than me. There are people in a better position than me. Totally limited and ineffective. People with field vision. I mean, these guys I played with, they were quarterback in the team. They could bowl. They were good at tennis. They were the point guard. They pitched. These athletes, some of them played college ball. No, these athletes were, athletes, hand-eye coordination, had the presence, can see the field. You can go, Corey, you're talking about kids you played like flag football with or whatever, and you're saying some are college athletes with them. Yeah, some were pretty good, started in college. But I don't care what level it is. I mean, look at the NFL. There are about 20 pro quarterbacks in the world. 20. College, there's a few dozen every year, about 25 or 30, 35. Just look at the NFL teams, who they draft, who they bring in as free agents, who they bring in as a look-see, a camp tryout kind of thing. It's not hundreds of quarterbacks. It's a few dozen every year, because that's how many there are in the college ranks that can throw the sideline out, can fling it from the pocket, can maybe read defenses, are patient, go through the progressions. But maybe they don't have enough strong enough arm. There's Steve Walsh or Danny Werfel or something like that. The kid from LSU, Tommy Hodson, great example. College game, it's slow. He sees it all. He go through the progressions, can read defenses, can fling it all over the place. Pro game, not applicable enough, not a strong enough arm. Could throw the sideline out in college, not in the pros. Jaden Daniels, third and long, is going to be third and long. It's going to be a long season, Jaden Daniels, third and long. He's not a guy that whips the sideline out accurately to some guy running an out pattern 30 yards down the field, 25 yards down the field, and then 25 yards out to the sideline. It's like a 40-yard pass, not only on a line, but accurate, right in the hands. I'm watching Jaden Daniels on passes he completed. Little behind, little here, little there. I mean, I'm not dogging Jaden Daniels, but there's two kind of college quarterbacks, like the Max Johnson from LSU last year, who's, by the way, sitting the bench at A&M. He'd be flinging darts for LSU right now, starting. The guys like him that can complete the sideline out, that can throw it from the pocket, that can go through the progressions, and the guys like Jaden Daniels that are smart, they know the plays, they look to the first primary guy, he's open, they fling it right there. He's not, trouble. Run, roll out of the pocket, can't go through the progressions. Things turn into a blur. Just how it is. I don't know what is amazing to me, and I'm not like a sports guy anymore, but just I guess age and experience a little bit, but I'm no better than anyone. And there's so many people that know the game of football so much better than me, that can coach it, that know it, yet have trouble seeing a quarterback or not. I think so many people want or wish or hope. It's like the Taysom Hill thing, hoping he'd be an NFL starter, wishing he'd be an NFL starter, wanting him to be an NFL starter. Sean Payton said he's the next coming of Steve Young, all this, I'm just like, wow, just buy in all that. NFL's quarterback's the hardest thing in the world. It's like pitching in major leagues. Just very few people can do it. Just hitting a golf ball great all the time. Very few people can do it. Taysom Hill's going to be the QB. It's like what we wanted to believe. Corey Johnson with you on a Tuesday afternoon. Helm Paint and Decorating's with you for over 50 years. This totally goes into the no-brainer category. When it's time to paint, New Orleanians that know, go to Helm Paint and Decorating, West Bank, East Bank, New Orleans, Metairie, Kenner, Mandeville, Hammond. 7 locations, but they also have free 2-hour delivery anywhere in Metro New Orleans. Paint your house once, never, ever paint it again. Like me. Where did I go? Helm Paint and Decorating.
River City's total maintenance keeps you cool. River City's total maintenance keeps you cool. River City's total maintenance keeps you cool. NoAC.com, your cool spot. River City's total maintenance keeps you cool. NoAC.com, your cool spot.
Young's Dry Cleaning has free pickup and delivery. That's right. Young's Dry Cleaning has absolutely free pickup and delivery. Home or office, East Bank or West Bank. Call Young's at 288-8381 or online at youngsdrycleaning.com.
Why wear the same old glasses that everyone else is wearing? Stand out from the crowd. Come to Art and Eyes. Art and Eyes is not your typical eyeglasses store. It's one of the finest eyewear shops in the country, right here in New Orleans, with precision-engineered prescription lenses and gorgeous high-quality frames from the heart of Europe, Japan, and the United States. Our products are thoughtfully curated, and our staff are here to help you find exactly the right frames. Art and Eyes on magazine, as unique as you.
When you think of Fury's restaurant in Metairie, you think about the freshest local seafood anywhere. Shrimp, oysters, speckled trout, flounder, snapper, soft shells, crawfish. Fury's restaurant in Metairie.
At Helm Paint and Decorating, our paints are in it for the long haul. In fact, our top bench and more exterior paints come with a lifetime warranty. Not 25 years, not 50 years, we mean forever. You heard right. At Helm Paint, our top exterior paints have a lifetime warranty against chipping, peeling, and flaking. They also are mildew resistant. Imagine painting your home one time and being done with it. Visit any one of our locations today and make that once-in-a-lifetime purchase. Paint that has a lifetime warranty. Helm Paint and Benjamin Moore. Let us steer you in the right direction.
Come on down to New Orleans' own Bourbon Street, the toilet of the Crescent City. Literally. Need to urinate? Pee right on one of the historic buildings. Need to vomit? It's okay. Throw up right in the street. Bourbon Street. Prostitution, drugs, strip joints, daiquiri shops, and trinket stores. The toilet of the Crescent City. Come on down. It's Bourbon Street.
Greater New Orleans, a destination for learning. With 13 colleges and universities and a booming job market, Greater New Orleans is the ultimate destination for your higher education. Your path to the future begins in Greater New Orleans. Find out more at studynola.com.
The Woodhouse Day Spa, the premier day spa experience, is now more convenient than ever. Now open, the Woodhouse Day Spa, Metairie location, West Esplanade at Transcontinental. Metairie and Kenner's premier day spa experience is at the Woodhouse Day Spa.
If you love Katie's Restaurant in Mid-City, you're going to love Bienvenue in Harahan. The same folks bringing a little of that New Orleans flavor to Hickory Avenue. If you love Katie's, come to Bienvenue on Hickory Avenue in Harahan.
The Port of New Orleans Napoleon Terminal is nearly doubling in size, with 4 new gantry cranes being installed and over $100 million being invested. That means lots of new jobs, port traffic, and tax dollars for the city. The Port of New Orleans, your port.
For game-changing innovation, look to the Landrieu family of companies located in Harahan. Intralox, a Landrieu company, changed the game when they invented modular plastic conveyor belts over 40 years ago. These belts and innovative Intralox technology are transforming movement in manufacturing facilities around the world. Intralox is a dynamic global company now hiring in production, warehousing, shipping, and more. If you want to be part of our successful team, visit Latram.com. That's LAITRAM.com.
Rouse's, New Orleans grocery store. Rouse's has the only full-service grocery stores both in the French Quarter on Royal Street and in the CBD on Baronne in the old Sewell Cadillac building. The Rouse's on the river, Tchoupitoulas at Napoleon, is in a century-old warehouse. And Uptown on Ferret at the corner of Valence is Rouse's all-new boutique store. With 7 locations in Orleans Parish, Rouse's is New Orleans grocery store. Rouse's Markets. Taste like home.
Dave Miette Insurance Agency. Auto, home, flood business. 504-556-0809. Dave Miette, INSagency.com. Dave Miette Insurance Agency. Auto, home, flood business. 504-556-0809. Dave Miette, INSagency.com.
For home surveillance, it's Tommy's Lock and Alarms. With high-definition night vision surveillance systems, letting you see what's going on. Home surveillance that's smart, safe, secure. Tommy's Lock and Alarms. Google them.
The Lamarck Automotive Collision Center, it's open now. We fix cars and trucks. We do all makes and models. And it doesn't have to be a Ford or a Lincoln. It could be whatever you're driving. 32,000 square feet under roof, now open at 3101 Williams Boulevard. It's all about you, the customer, getting the most for your dollar. I would say the most perfect collision center anyway. The Lamarck Automotive Collision Center, 3101 Williams Boulevard. Go check it out.
Scott Craig of Katie's Restaurant.
All of my ingredients are fresh. Nothing comes out of a can here. Nothing. All of our seafood is Louisiana. All of our vegetables are Louisiana vegetables. It's a neighborhood restaurant.
Katie's in Mid-City.
Yeah, you right. Crescent City and beyond. Corey Johnson with you. Thanks for checking us out on the radio. Oh, so fine. 93.9 FM till 6 p.m. Thanks for checking us out on YouTube. Yeah, you're right. We did that a few months ago. Click to subscribe to our YouTube channel. Hey, if you're listening on the radio, you're on the Causeway, you're beelining to the North Shore. I got your dinner problem solved. Pick up a big to-go order from Trey Yen. Curbside delivery right now at Trey Yen. Don't forget the Tung Cho sauce. That phone number at Trey Yen, you know the area code 985. Phone number 626-4476. 626-4476. Call Trey Yen. Get a big to-go order. That'll make mom and dad and the kids happy. Trey Yen in Mandeville, 626-4476. It is a Tuesday afternoon. Does feel like a Monday. Tomorrow, DA Jason Williams will join us on the show. Thursday, NOPD Chief Sean Ferguson will join us on the show. If you missed the 4 o'clock hour, you missed New Orleans Inspector General Ed Michel joining us on the show, discussing a whole lot of good stuff. This Friday, the mayor's off on another trip. Or is it just a bad movie or nightmare? Weekend in Boston starring Junket Cantrell. Yeah, the mayor's off to Boston for the weekend on the city's dime. So much travel, man. Just obnoxious. Does not care. And doing it first class. You can fly JetBlue nonstop. Buying the ticket right now. Just 3 days out. 4 days out from Friday. $278. Round trip. Nonstop. New Orleans to Boston. Logan to Louis Armstrong. $278. Or if you're Latoya the Destroyer Cantrell and you simply do not care. The trip doesn't benefit the city. There'll be no jobs created, no money coming to the city. It is strictly a junket by definition. It is the mayor going on a city taxpayer-financed weekend vacation in Boston. And because she just does not give a crap, doesn't care. Screw you, citizens, especially you black folks. JetBlue, $278, round trip nonstop. The mayor's flying first class, spending 10 times that amount. $2,599. $2,599. $2,600 to fly first class, round trip, nonstop to Boston, when she could fly coach, round trip, nonstop to Boston for $278. Could buy 10 tickets for the price of her one first class ticket. No, just sinful behavior. And it's while 7 carjackings were reported to the NOPD in just the last 24 hours. 7 carjackings reported to the NOPD in 24 hours. One of them, a man with kids in the car. Carjacked at gunpoint. There were so many tourists in town, still some leaving right now, listening to this program, maybe in the cab, their Uber, Lyft, rental car right now. So many folks in town. Big weekend. Decadence Fest. LSU, Florida State. A lot of Tiger fans coming in town. Tens of thousands of Florida State fans coming to town. Tens of thousands of folks attending Decadence Festival. 95+% hotel capacity in the city. 95+%. 19 out of 20 rooms plus booked. Restaurants booked. Bars, music clubs, a lot going on. Their cars getting broken into, windows broken, car thieves in touristy areas, folks' rental cars and the like getting broken into. Just not a good message. But the mayor's off to Boston this weekend. Going to Boston. First class ticket, $2,600. Could have bought 10 tickets. JetBlue, coach, nonstop, $278. Just not right. You know what else isn't right? South Tonti Street. I thought that sinkhole the size of a swimming pool on Pitt Street off Nashville, right off Nashville, heading towards Arabella, heading towards downtown on Pitt off Nashville. Don't hook that turn at like 30. Well, they're usually bad potholes anywhere, anyway in that spot. And the reason's simple. Big sinkhole underneath. The street collapsed. Luckily, no one hurt. But on Pitt Street in between Nashville and Arabella, like a backyard swimming pool size hole in the street. Not a pothole. Ridiculous. A little north of there today, earlier today, on South Tonti, in between Nashville and Jefferson, specifically in between Octavia and Jefferson. South Tonti, not only a sinkhole the size of a backyard swimming pool, an excavator fell into that sinkhole. An excavator fell into that sinkhole. You can check that out on my Twitter, at Corey Johnson. At Corey Johnson on Twitter. Posted a couple of videos a few days ago from the one on Pitt Street, and earlier today, the one with the excavator in it on South Tonti. No, we were talking with Ed Michel in the 4 o'clock hour, and just, lots of reports, investigations, audits, especially on a lot of this money coming in for street repairs and the like, Department of Public Works and the like. The problem with an unorganized city, under Mitch Landrieu, under Ray Nagin, under LaToya Cantrell. These street projects, the threat of FEMA taking the money away accelerates them. So instead of projects being done kind of separately, they're all done at the same time. Lots of streets messed up in a lot of areas. And you get like a excavator falling in a sinkhole, I guess. Hey, tomorrow, DA Jason Williams, Corey Johnson with you, 93.9 FM New Orleans. Hey, Blue Boy,